Yo, welcome back to the Inner Circle. Today I'm bringing you week 7 of PAC Season 1, facing off against Eco and the Cascade Surge Surfers. Let's take a look at the matchup. My team is Hydreigon, Conkeldurr, Slowking, Klefki, Tangela, Wigglytuff, Torracat, Tornadus T, Scolipede, Palisand, and Lileep. Eco's team consists of Celesteela, Como-O, Silvally, Starmie, Miltank, Salazzle, Abomasnow, Beartic, Togedemaru, Cutiefly, and Krokorok. Eco is doing very well this season. The team is pretty scary, especially those top three. You never know what they might be running. So I am looking forward to sharing this one with you guys. The battle has already been played, so I don't want to spoil anything. And I hope you all enjoy. Let's just get right into it. All right, welcome to the battle. Okay, so like I said, I guessed the four that I said for sure were gonna come did come. And then the Lazzle, like I said, outspeeds everything other than Tornadus, so that's not a surprise. And then Starmie helps with Conk. So I think Silvally is gonna be one of a few different types. I think there's one for sure that looks good, and that would be Fairy. I think Ghost looks good too, and I think we're gonna just immediately try to force Silvally to reveal itself. Starmie doesn't want to come in on Conk. It does not want to get knocked off. The only switch in is Silvally, so I think we're going to try to force that immediately. And try to learn what it is. If it's Ghost, that's our worst possible matchup. I think it has to be a fighting resist, so Flying, Fairy, Bug, Ghost, Psychic. Bug doesn't. Bug? Bug? Not Bug. It's not Bug. But like I said, we're going to try to force us a Silvally reveal here. So obviously that's not ideal for us, and now we have to switch something into an analytic move off of this thing, and obviously it's going to be Slowking, but yeah, just not ideal. Not an ideal start. We don't force that Silvally. So there's the Psychic. Does next to nothing. Like 9 or 10%. The switch-ins to this being me, are not super great. Thunderbolt won't do that much either. Let's just throw off a Grass Knot and see what we hit. Flip turn, set. We'll do like 7%. Alright. Go tomorrow. My move will do absolutely nothing, but that's fine. So we'll just regen all that off. Let's get our Torracat in. Torracat's our best switch-in this. And it's not a good one at that. That'll do nothing. So Torracat's actually pretty fast. Outspeeds everything, not Starmie or Salazzle. I'm gonna run a Starmie calc. We outspeed this unless it is scarfed. We're going to use Clock Key as the immediate switch in on this. Gets up its rocks. We're actually going to T-Wave. No, we're not. Togedemaru can come in. We're going to get spikes up. Those rocks suck. Maybe we'll just go hard Conkeldurr. Yeah. That was the prediction there. Hey, Scoots. So we get our Conkeldurr in. We're gonna learn something about this Silvally. If it's Ghost, it's Ghost. Oh, that's an interesting switch. It must be defensive. This is gonna hurt still. So Silvally's not to switch in, I guess? Interesting. I'll get some health back. And then, even if it's max, Mach Punch kills. Even if it is max HP defense. Alright, so Como goes down. That's great. I don't know what the Silvally is. I told myself Silvally has to be a fighting resist, has to be the Conkeldurr switch in. Clearly that's not the case. I predicted Fairy. I predicted Fairy as the switch in. So that would deal with Hydreigon, and that would deal with Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr can still click Mach Punch on something. I don't know. Zing Zap. We take a Zing Zap. I don't think we want to risk that. Flamethrower nearly kills this thing, though. Let's just see if it U-turns. Because, like I said, we take a Zing Zap. Unless it's banded, which is a weird bring. Either way, I'm slacking off. Seeing what it does. Zing Zap. It was banded, unless that was a crit. Okay. That is okay. Bandit might actually kill Conkeldurr. Yeah, it does. Mach Punch kills it, though, so we still force it out with the Mach Punch, but then we let Starmie in for free. I think this would force in... This would force in Steela. We can just Parting Shot out here. No, it outspeeds, probably kills. Yeah, okay, we need to do this. We're gonna force in Steela. We just lost our best Steela answer, so... Banded was not what I predicted, that's for sure. Probably a bad play. Probably a bad play. Alright, like I said, Steela is forced in. We're gonna get rid of these rocks. Meteor Beam? That would suck. A Leech Seed, okay. So the rocks are gone. Leech Seed doesn't matter. Protect. Again, the Leech Seed doesn't matter because we just heal. Well, once again, I lost Slowking for not a good reason, so my switch-ins to this pretty much don't exist. We're gonna do the Heat Wave now. Okay, it's pretty Spadef. Heavy Slam. This is kind of heavy. Yeah, okay, so we're still alive. We regen a lot of health. Leech Seed is gonna bring this thing back to like 80%. So we do have a hard time breaking this now. We're running out of Togedemaru switches as well. Togedemaru is banded. We're gonna write that down. Leech Seed. Potentially a Protect. Coming out, it's gonna get back to full. Pretty frustrating. So we're gonna just let the Protect happen. Hard switch back into Torn. If he Heavy Slams, good play, but I think with the Intimidate we live. Alright, there's the Protect. Fails. We are going to knock off this turn. Again, Heavy Slam does not kill at this point because of the Intimidate. So we will go ahead and take those leftovers. Leech Seed, that is fine. We're going to get nice and healthy again. with another turn of regen. Havel, not too late. It's 1 kill apiece right now. Heavy Slam, Leech Seed, Protect. Haven't seen the last move. I got a feeling it's Air Slash for Conk. See if we can figure it out, because at this point... Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say, at this point, Air Slash is necessary. As long as Conk is alive, we can Mach Punch the Togedemaru and kill it. I think we value damage here. So we're just gonna Blitz. We know this thing is pretty spadef. And Blitz does a good chunk. I think now we Parting Shot. Yes. So Parting Shot, great play there by us. I think Steela... I don't have anything that stops Steela from just coming right back in every time. So that part sucks. The Starmie doesn't have its boots anymore, so if we can get the spikes up, it can at least take 1 turn of spikes before it spins. Looks like Psychic, Flip Turn, Rapid Spin, something else. So at this point, the least useful member of the team is probably Bullseye. I mean, okay, realistically, it is probably Klefki. Klefki doesn't do much. That Zing Zap doesn't do much. We don't do anything to this. This thing, though, we will get spikes up. This is actually huge for us. This, even though it's like, you know, it's a Salazzle sitting in front of me, we have T-Wave, and we're gonna click it. And we do connect, so that's big. Slow that shit down. So we die to this for sure. But again, Salazzle is now slow. Salazzle's not slower than Conkeldurr, though. We need to deal with that Stila. Because then, Bullseye can win. When we connect, it should kill. Oh, it doesn't. Damn, this is gonna hurt still. That kills! It's specs. It's clearly specs. Mach Punch kills from here. Doesn't let Stila come in for free. We don't have any Starmie switch-ins. Okay, for sure. Mach Punch is pretty obvious. If Eco wants to play for diff, he could switch. I didn't even calc this. I assume it killed. It was a crit. I don't think that mattered. No, it didn't. Lazo goes down. Like I said, I don't have any switch-ins to this at this point. Mach Punch has a chance to kill if it doesn't have any HP. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I don't think my play doesn't change if I click Facade or Mach. I still go into Scully. I still just like Poison Jab or Mega Horn or Earthquake. I do anything. My play doesn't change, so I'm just gonna Facade. Torcat can't win it on its own, though, so, like, I mean, it's over. I'm just gonna click Poison Jab, even though Stila can come in. I should have just protected, but, you know, it's already over. One diff would have made a difference, probably, but... that was just a bad play, staying in with Slowking. That was the biggest downfall, obviously. That was just a bad play. And that's what let Starmie just do whatever it wanted there. So that's just the way it be. Conk got 2 kills. Conk's awesome. I love Conkeldurr. Let's walk through the team real quick, because I gotta get back to work, folks. Let's swap screens. Conkeldurr was basically like show me your switch-ins, which I thought was going to have to be Savali. But it never even saw the field, so... The, Conkeldurr basically was... I didn't even click Close Combat. That was the other move. Close Combat, Drain Punch, Facade, Mach Punch. I actually brought the exact same Conkeldurr last week. Flame Orb, Facade, obviously. We were Guts. You know, the whole shebang. Same one as... Like, literally the same one as last week. I thought it looked really good again. The only thing it was really going to click knockoff against was Silvally, if it was a ghost type, and it wouldn't even knock off the item anyway. So I didn't feel it was necessary. So I just said, hey, if Silvally is ghost, then fuck, I'm whatever, I can't do anything. But that's fine. It never even saw the field, the Silvally. Close combat, Mach Punch, Drain Punch, Facade, like I said. Again, find your switch-ins, and Como, I guess, was the switch-in, but it clearly was not going to be enough to take on Conkeldurr. Klefki was next. Klefki looked decent as a secondary Como check, primary being Slowking. Additionally, we had the Tornadus that could check it, and the Torracat could as well if it was physical. The Klefki was there. Basically, Flash Cannon was for the Ice Core. Dazzling Gleam for the Como. T-Wave for the... basically anything. Eco's team doesn't have a ground, at least like a viable one against Klefki. So T-Wave we could click against anything other than Togedemaru. And then Spikes look good as well. Only Stila is not grounded, so Spikes look good. Look good on Togedemaru and Salazzle taking that extra damage from Spikes. So yeah, that was the Klefki set. It was close to max defense, so it was bold, 164 HP, 252 defense, and 92 Spatak. I believe that the 92 Spatak mattered for something, but like I said, it was so long ago that I don't even remember what the calcs were for. So let's move on. Scully, expert belt looked good. Again, like I said, mid-battle, couldn't touch Stila. Stila was the only thing that this thing needed out of the way in order to thrive. As we could see from the team that Eco brought, Poison Jab, Megahorn, Earthquake looked really good. Again, other than Stila. Como could handle Scully as well, because it seemed to have been defensive. Savali, depending on the set, but like I said, I predicted Fairy. So Poison Jab was the play there. That was the only reason for Poison Jab. We were Expert Belt because we could hit the remaining 4 members super effectively. So that being a Fairy Savali, a Starmie, the Salazzle, and the Togedemaru. So that was the reasoning there as well. I should have, like I said, I should have just protected and gotten that kill on Starmie. But again, if Eco wanted to play for Diff, Eco could have just gone straight into Stila after my protect, and literally it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. The Diff would have ended up being the same. So that's why I was like, I don't really care. Oops. Nothing real special to talk about EV-wise. Max attack, Jolly. 164 speed was all the speed I needed. 164 EVs in speed. And then there were 92 HP EVs. So that was Scully. Slowking I gave up way too early. It was stupid. It was dumb. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. We learned that Togedemaru was banded. That wasn't the way we needed to learn that. But my team doesn't have a Togedemaru switch in, which is quite unfortunate. Um, I could have brought like Palossand or Tangela for it, but they really didn't have a good matchup other than for Togedemaru. So Torcat was like kind of my switch in, and Slowking could take any hit from full, even if it's banded, if I recall. And maybe no, not banded. Um, I think it still was like a 90% chance to kill from Zing Zap. But literally any move other than Zing Zap and Slowking would have lived there, even through banded. Um, so we took a risk. We clicked Slack off just to test the waters and see what it was, and clearly we learned that it was banded, and it killed us. Slowking looked really good in the matchup. Psychic Flamethrower, Grass Knot hit literally everything on the team. Steal a Flamethrower, Como Psychic, Silvally. I mean, I don't know what Silvally was. If it was Fairy, it couldn't hit that super effectively. Starmie, Grass Knot, which actually does a surprising amount of damage. Salazzle, Psychic, Togedemaru, Flamethrower. That was the reasoning for the moveset. Slack off, we could sit in on just about anything. And like I said, even the Togedemaru if it wasn't banded. EVs, we're actually mostly invested on the special side. So we were intended to take on Special Komao. We could take on Celesteela. Because again, Slack off. We have recoverable HP. Celesteela does not, other than Leaf Seed. So we could take on the Stela 1v1. And then with the remaining EVs, it was just 12 in attack. So like I said, we were basically max SPDF, max HP. It was actually 244 HP to be exact. So that was Slowking. We actually ran Expert Belt because like I said and like I showed, it kind of just hit the whole team. Yeah, that was our Slowking. Tornadus has a good matchup almost every week, so it's doesn't need a whole lot of explanation, but Tornadus had Hurricane, had Heatwave, had Knockoff, had Defog. You saw me click every button. Unfortunately, that Hurricane did not kill the Salazzle, which is just big sad days. I had a chance to kill if it was no HP, but you know, I think I got close to a min roll. Might have had a little bit of HP, but it couldn't have had much to out because it wanted to outspeed the Scolipede without a boost. Yeah, so yeah, it couldn't have had too much HP. The Salazzle obviously ended up being Specs. That Flamethrower did way too much damage. Yeah, I think we were at like 60 or 70. That Flamethrower did so much damage. But yeah, Tornadus looked pretty good. It was, again, my Defogger. We were Boots, which you saw because we didn't take that Rocks damage. Heatwave Hurricane Knockoff matched up really well against the team. It hit basically everything super effective or at the worst neutral. But yeah, that was Torn. I guess I didn't talk about the EVs, but nothing special there. We were naive. We had 228 speed, 252 attack, 4 and 4 in attack and defense, and 20 in HP. And then Torcat. Torcat, I thought, was one of my better ways to take on Stela. We actually were mixed with 2 different fire type attacks. We ran Overheat, Flare Blitz. We wanted to run Overheat so we could throw that off into a Flare Blitz against Stela. Take a minimum amount of recoil and still deal about the same amount of damage. Obviously, it ended up being like a SPDF Stela, so it may not have worked out in our favor in the end, but that's what we were. We threw the Eviolite on it to switch into Togedemaru a little bit better, even though we weren't defensive. That was the play there. EVs, 220 speed, 132 attack, 4 defense, 148 attack, 4 HP. And I'll just touch on the outrage was for Komao. It still chunked it, even though I'm pretty sure it was defensive. I think the whole world was pretty sure after some of that damage. But yeah, outrage still did 35. Min to a defensive Komao, so if it was low, we could come in and claim one there if need be. Which, again, would have locked us into outrage, which is not ideal against a Fairy Sylvalia, as that's what we predicted it would have been. So yeah, that was the team. That was the team. I think we're pretty much out of it in PAC now. I mean, there's still a way to come back, but admittedly, my time recently has been devoted elsewhere for the most part. Mons is at the bottom of my priority list. So, not making excuses. Should have played better. Should have played better. Should have played better. But yeah, that's gonna do it, folks. I think we're 2-5 minus 5, something like that. I think there's 11 weeks in the season. And, this will ever load. I do think there's 11 weeks in the season. We're taking on Liv actually tomorrow around this time. Yeah, tomorrow we take on Liv around this time. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Tomorrow being the 28th. For those of you watching on YouTube, this battle is going up here on the 29th. And then you'll see the battle versus Liv the following weekend on the 5th. So that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining the Inner Circle, and we will catch you all next time.